world where survival is everything, two sides prepare for battle.
Nolan Booth, the second most wanted art thief in the world. Special Agent John Hartley, FBI.
Hi, guys.
Okay, so here's the thing, guys. WWE Survivor Series and the new Netflix movie Red Notice have like a lot, and I mean a lot, in common. And it's all huge and it's all fantastic, and I can't contractually voice a trailer without a movie in it. So, let's make this epic.
The Battleground, New York City, the event Survivor Series.
You know the feeling of power.
Tonight is the one night where Raw and Smackdown collide, and the unpredictable is always expected.
The time is now. This world is ours.
A big fight field.
With a knife or a gun, like an outlaw. I'd rather live my life on the run.
Like we always say in show opens like
This
these,
is my legacy.
at moments like this, there's no glory without risk, no triumph without opportunity, no survival without alliance.
I want you to help me catch the most wanted art thief in the world. The Bishop. She set me up. Frame me. If we catch her together, I can clear my name, and I'll help you become the #1 thief in the world again.
Team. It feels weird in my mouth.
Come on, I'll say it. Teamwork.
Monday Night Raw!
This is Smackdown!
This movie and this night are nothing without it.
Trusting a thief can be dangerous.
Are you kidding me?
What? This is hard! It doesn't get bigger than this.
Tower, this is Trailer Boys. Permission to land the big finish. Over. Red against blue.
Traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series match.
Champion against champion.
I'm the tribal chief, the head of the team. You can't survive! I will survive!
The best versus the best.
To really see who the best woman is, there's gonna be a war. Bow down to the real champion!
It's all here in one place. Who will survive here? Who will own the night?
No bets are off!
It is electric!
See? Easy peasy.
Red Notice and Survivor Series collide. And tonight, anything can happen.
Are you not entertained?
See? I told you it'd be epic.
Hi guys, welcome to this episode of Trip Around the Multiverse. I am the best friend who now hates you, CY Chung.
And I'm the guy who doesn't turn up to his own birthday celebration, Kyle Charles.
Okay, to be fair, it's not actually so. It's some sort of anniversary.
Yeah,
definitively.
His first match anniversary, yeah.
Yeah. So we're having a look at Survivor Series 2021, which let me just clarify what Kyle's saying. They promoted The Rock through the entire show as though he's going to make an appearance.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: they never said.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's what I like. People moaning about it. I was like, but they never said he was coming. So
yeah. At the same time, though, you don't help yourself by overly promoting that or as though he will be coming.
It's one of them tricky situations because say they didn't promote it at all or say anything, people would bitch and moan about it.
Yeah.
And because they did, and like you said, they never said he actually was gonna be there.
Yeah.
People are pissing and moaning about it. So it's kind of a lose-lose, whatever you do.
Yeah. They should have just not involved Rock whatsoever.
Yeah.
And that would probably be in it.
I think the plan was to do that, but then I think people cottoned on, like, oh yeah, he debuted 25 years ago, blah, 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 blah. So they're like, oh, we have to sort of mention it now, don't we?
All right, so we are having a look at Survivor Series 2021. Did you watch the pre-show?
No, but I watched the highlights.
Okay, so I didn't watch the pre-show. I was going to because it was Nakamura.
Yeah.
So with the men's secondary titles got relegated here, and by the way, I would have probably preferred to have this in there than the battle royal that happened because that was useless. Anyways.
Yeah.
What was the highlights? Did it look good?
Yeah, from what I saw, it looked good. The ending was a bit contrived and a bit weird, but
I guess the ending, because it's a disqualification ending,
Yeah.
was to protect. Look, you already shoved both titles off the main card, right?
yeah.
So now you're going to bury one of the titles by getting one guy to pin the other guy. I guess in their minds, they were like, I already made them seem unimportant. Let's not make them seem even less unimportant. But then, by having a DQ finish, you just be like, you don't care about them either. So, okay.
Yeah.
No, you don't help anything.
Yeah. That's what I say. It's like, okay.
You should have just put them in one of the Survivor Series matches.
Yeah.
Been it.
But then, even then, it's a bit awkward. But yeah.
I noticed the entire pay-per-view was more about, let's promote The Rock in Red Notice.
Yeah.
Most of the time. Then actually concentrating upon themselves, I think, sometimes.
But, I kind of see why, but...
Yeah.
Realistically, Survivor Series shouldn't really have any story going in. It should just be SmackDown versus Raw, this is it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't need to have, this person has a feud.
Well, I mean, that's what's... The problem is with that is it's been like that for the past couple of years that it's so... In a way, it's just cheap to get it to there because they're just saying, all right, we don't need to progress anything other than this team versus this team. All right, forget anything else that's going, we don't need to care about it. This team versus this team and then to be win. Problem is there's no stakes to winning other than boasting. And then as we'll gradually get onto the actual matches in the show, people don't have to cooperate with each other. And it's just okay, well, why?
Yeah, it's... Yeah, I don't know. Because I saw people saying, the old Survivor Series had these stories, but no, they were the same, literally just...
Well, it's not. I guess it's not more about the story. It's about, in the old Survivor Series, you had to get on because all the survivors at the end had to have another match. Against the heels versus the faces, of course. So your reasoning for wanting your team to survive or as many survivors as possible makes sense because then when you have the end match, your team either has more or less people, and that's to your advantage.
But that concept didn't last for long itself. So it did three times, and then because even that concept's kind of dumb. Because then what do you get at the end?
Well, exactly. So that's what I'm saying is, I reckon they probably are better off saying you get something, right? A title shot or whatever. But let's just say the winners get something, right? The survivors get something, a title shot. And if there's two survivors, you get a triple threat match where you can do one-on-one title shot, whatever, right? But at least it gives the team a stake to cooperate together. Rather than, when we get to the matches, we'll just be
Yeah, because I remember one Survivor Series. It was Team Austin versus Team Bischoff.
Yeah.
And then the winners controlled the Raw for a month.
Yeah.
And that makes sense. It's like a motivation to win.
Yeah.
That's one of the only few times I remember there ever been motivations.
Yeah.
And obviously, the Survivor Series where it was Team Alliance versus Team WC.
Or if you want to make it if you want to just put it as an option, you could just say the survivors, the winning team, the winning survivors get their spots in the Royal Rumble 100% confirmed in, right?
Yeah.
Then at least you could be like, okay, well, if you survived, you're definitely in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Because some people aren't. At least there's something.
Yeah, exactly. There's something there. But, I don't know. What it is.
Yeah. Okay, so on to the first match of the card. Becky Lynch, Raw Women's Champion versus Charlotte Flair, SmackDown Women's Champion. I like this match, actually.
Yeah, it's probably one of my favourites on the...
Yeah,
actually,
go on.
Now it's going to contradict what I was going to say, unless I'm not going to say it.
Okay.
I'll say it at the end. But yeah, no, it's a really, really good match.
Yeah. And
little things I didn't like about it.
They didn't try to out-wrestle each other. It was more like a tussle. which was definitely within the storyline. You know, the way they were laying in stuff. About cooperating. You know, they need like, they genuinely want to fight each other, but it's just more.
Because
rough and rugged.
One of my problems with the whole lead up to this match and sort of bits of problem I had this match itself is how they're trying to make it seem like they legit don't like each other and they can't trust each other in the ring and blah blah blah. Trying to play up like it's a shoot, but it's like we kind of gathered it can't be a shoot because this is a choreographed wrestling match. And
I mean, if you legit, you're gonna hurt someone, right?
Yeah.
And no one wants to hurt anyone else.
No.
You might not like some people, and there are people that will fight each other in the ring. But at the end of the day, even like these two were really good friends at one point, and you won't bring yourself to actually legit injure your good friend, even if you're not on good terms with them right now.
Yeah.
Because that's no going back after that.
No.
But like you say, the way they wrestled the match played into how their characters and their storyline was going.
A bit.
Yeah.
A bit. Because, like, if they, like, I'll just say, like, they really did, like, hated each other, they wouldn't be doing suplexes and whatever, would they?
Well.
You know what I mean? That's why I thought, okay, they're playing up this story a bit way too much, because then it kind of breaks the logic you're trying to tell.
Okay, look. Okay, I suppose that's one way you want to think about it. You're like, if they disliked each other so much, why are they not having a non-DQ match? But if you hit someone with a weapon or whatever, non-DQ accidentally hard, and you're already on bad terms, they're probably just going to hit you harder. So I like that it was kept in a controlled environment.
Yeah.
In case things got a bit,
Yeah, they wouldn't have.
Yeah. And but you have to cooperate with the move. Let's put it that way as well.
Yeah, we'll cooperate with the move. But I'm saying how commentary playing as like, they really do hate each other, but they're not because they're assisting that person.
They played up for more than it.
That was my only thing.
The in-ring professionals were doing it, but they made it look like it was less choreographed. Well, to me, when I was watching, it was like, they're hitting harder and stiffer in the safe areas.
Yeah.
And I like the ending as well because it's more like first of all, it kind of protects both women. Obviously, story will go on, but it doesn't make any of the titles look bad. And because of even the storyline during the match, they just kind of like they're both just concerned about winning the match to boast they're better than the other.
Yeah. And
it just came to the point of I don't care how I win, I'm just gonna win.
Yeah, I like that. I like that's a good way.
Yeah. So when Charlotte went to do the O'Connor roll up and held the ropes, referee saw it. Becky rolled through, and then Becky looked at the ref to make sure the referee wasn't looking at her, and then she hooked the bottom rope.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. Yeah, I get it. This match worked for me as the storyline and how the match was executed. Didn't make either title look bad. Both the women I thought looked pretty good coming out of this match anyways.
Yeah.
And no one can walk off, like, even if you had to negotiate who was going to win the match, both of them kind of like, that person cheated. They both got reasoning to say this person wasn't better than me anyways.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah. So
it was highly entertaining, highly aged.
Yeah. Okay.
I would recommend watching it, but take what commentary says with a pinch of salt.
Yeah, they're over egging the pudding. They're like, we got a bit of notoriety, and then they just hammer home a bit too much.
Yeah. It's like, come on.
But they are play up the dramatics, but that's how you kind of have.
Yeah.
They sell the dramatics. Let me put it that way. They play it up. They overdo it.
Yeah.
By the way, did you watch the Becky's after match interviews?
I watched one of them with that dude Ariel Harani, whatever his name is.
Is that the BT Sport one?
Yeah.
But you didn't see the one before with the blonde lady who is not Renee Young.
I think her name's Sarah McKenzie.
I didn't catch the name, unfortunately. I was like, this lady looks kind of like Renee Young, but not. Anyway, she did them quite emotional interviews afterwards. I think it was just more of the between the adrenaline and the the match and all that stuff. So, but it's like, oh, she played into the emotions of the match.
Yeah.
But at the same time, had to try and keep it in kayfabe.
Yeah.
But then partially not as well. I'm like, okay.
I need to check this out. Because I watched the other one, I was like, she's sort of doing the same sort of thing. I was like...
Yeah. I saw that one, then I saw the other one afterwards, like... But she got more emotional than the other one, because it seemed like it was more...
Literally afterwards, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I think it was just like, on the cool down from coming out of the match. And the one that you watched afterwards, I think she was like... She gathered herself by that point.
Yeah, even though there were some bits where she was like, the guy was trying to ask a question, but she was really still trailing on from what she said before. Like,
yeah, because she literally in that interview you saw, she said she already had another one interview.
Yeah.
But I did like where Charlotte did a big exploder to Becky.
Yeah.
Like the T-bone suplex into the turn, even though she didn't hit the turnbuckle, right?
Yeah.
They did it, and I was like, oof. But luckily, yeah, she didn't quite hit. She went into the corner, but she didn't quite hit the turnbuckle. Which was like better. Because then you land flat.
Okay, that's when she done the kip up, and then like for some reason flashed her ass. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
I was so confused. I was like, I get it, I don't get it. But all right, sure.
Yeah.
All right, I guess.
Yeah. And I was like, well, Becky Lynch's red suit. I was like, right. If it had sleeves as well, which was weird, because if it didn't have sleeves, because it had it was like the like a one-piece bathing suit with sleeves.
Yeah.
And then she had the leggings, and then the boots.
Yeah.
And it just looked weird because where her arms were, the material, I don't want to say it's leather, plastic, or whatever, right? But it crimps, and you're like, if it was sleeveless, it's smoother, because every time she moves her arms, it just bunches up.
Yeah. It's a weird choice. But...
Or she could have like that material. I mean, it's the material doesn't flex. That's the issue.
Yeah.
Anyways, good match. Probably, should watch it.
Yep. Defo.
Yeah, but don't fall into what commentary says is the quote unquote storyline.
Yeah, it just makes it sound worse.
So Raw men's versus Raw Raw men's team versus Raw Raw men's team versus SmackDown men's team.
Yep, and it's a traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series match. I needed it myself. Yeah. Gosh.
Raw being Bobby Lashley, Austin Theory, Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, and Seth Rollins, and Team SmackDown is King, Xavier Woods, Jeff Hardy, Sheamus, Drew McIntyre, Happy Corbin.
Yes.
So this is what we were saying before about the issues, because Kevin Owens just walked off from his team and got carried out, and it's just like, right. But if there was a reason for... They had stakes, some sort of stakes, he wouldn't have done that.
Oh, I don't know, because of his story, I reckon even if there were stakes, he still would have done it.
No, but if they said, okay, the survivors get title matches, he would not be walking off.
Yeah, I reckon he would.
Oh, no, okay. No. Logically speaking, he wouldn't be walking off. But if it's like desires in storyline for him to do it...
No, even logically... Because the story they built with him, like he tried to be a good guy, and now everyone wouldn't believe him, so he's turned bad. So he hates everyone. So him doing that is like, cool. I don't want you guys to be happy, so why am I going to help you? So just walk off. So it makes sense.
Wouldn't you just be better off attacking your entire team then?
Then that's just no.
Well, no, it's just like, if I hate the entire team, I'm just going to make sure they lose. I'll stay here and make sure they lose.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Look, my point is to say.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
All sorts, but my point. But he'd less likely, if you said there's a reward for staying alive, he'd less likely walk away. Except that obviously, if they're right to walk away, people will say he's an idiot because there's no logic to it. He's walking away as here, and there's no logic to it either, aside from he's bad.
Because I reckon if he'd stayed and did beat up his whole team, it would kind of nullify what Sheamus does later.
Oh yeah, well,
same sort of spot.
Okay, my point is, they should stop doing this to kind of protect people, or use it as cheap stakes, like people walking off from their own team. It's just a bit silly, because
it's a wrestling trope.
Sorry,
it's a wrestling trope. They've been doing it forever, so it's kind of
it's true. It's true.
It makes
A
sense
bit
in
like
the heat
the,
of the
the
moment.
magical end battles at the end of the MCU films, right? They just have to have it, even though they don't have to have it.
Yeah.
What? Okay. All right. Any particular points you want to go through this match? I was just going to skip, not the skip, but just say overall. But if you got any particular points you want to bring up first.
Like I like the Kevin Owens walking away.
Okay.
Because I like how he sort of build up, like, yeah, I'm going to do this, blah, blah, blah. And
You know what it is as well, by the way? They do it too many times in the matches like this. People walking off from their team. They've done it multiple times. That's why it's like, if you do it once or twice or something like that, fair enough, right? Because then it means something. But if you keep on doing it, it means you're just like, what's the point? You know?
Yeah, I get that.
But continue. So you liked it, even though I didn't like him walking away because there's no logic to it. You thought it fit character. That's fine.
Yeah, it made sense because he's like, everyone here screwed me over, so I'm gonna screw them over in an easier way without.
Okay, the best thing, by the way, let me just readjust this, and you can tell me if this is a better idea. He should have stayed on the team and just every time, just conveniently not tag himself in or anything like that. Just kind of conveniently, slightly keep on staying out of the tag range, because then at the end he can just turn on his team.
Nah,
if he already hates him, and then someone in commentary points out, oh, Kevin Owens never actually tagged in his team, right? And then he can just hand them the loss.
But then that's why wait all that time to hand them the loss?
Well, because he hates them so much that he will just make sure he loses out spite.
But then he's just wasting his own time. If he just leaves
but you look at this, right? He walked off. And how did that affect his team?
Didn't in the end.
Exactly. No, they won.
Yeah.
Right? If you hate them so much, you just make sure they lose.
You don't want to get sweaty. I mean, it's just like I was saying, like logical. Like me, realistically, this is something I would do. That's like, you know what? I get that. I wouldn't waste my.
The difference between you heel and me heel, right, is you'd leave the team high and dry, except that they could win. Me, definitively, if I'm heel, I'll stay there, right, and make sure they lose.
They've done that before with the Jericho Rock thing ages ago. So why?
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah,
any other bits that you enjoyed?
I did like that for a moment, and I was quite happy, wishing it did happen, but it didn't happen. That Jeff Hardy would have won for the SmackDown team. Because I like how that all built up. Like, oh, Jeff's gonna do it. He's gonna do it, and then he lost. No, I can't really think of anything.
But look, it wasn't actually a bad match, though.
That was a really good match. I liked it.
Yeah. Nothing. No, I don't want to say nothing particularly stood out or anything like that. But it's actually a pretty decent match. How everyone got eliminated. But yeah, I was like, no. Kevin Owens walking off. I was actually expecting him to maybe come back and do something.
Yeah, I thought that as well.
But walk off, but then he got eliminated. He legit got eliminated. So
yeah.
You know, as in, he couldn't come back.
Yeah, he couldn't.
Yeah, if he got quote unquote injured, right? Oh yeah, I hurt my ankle. Right, you know how it is. I mean, the heel was like, just step off the steps and just fall over. Oh, I hurt my ankle. Go to the back, yeah. And then he can come back for the hot tag at the end, right? And then just get the win or be a heel, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, but as he got counted out, he couldn't come back. But Jeff Hardy got a good showing.
Yeah.
And there was a bit where Seth Rollins and Finn Balor did twin sling blades on.
Yeah, that was cool.
On their, yeah,
that was awesome. And who eliminated Finn again?
Bro kick.
Yeah, that was it, the bro kick. Yeah. And I like Sheamus.
There's a spot where Sheamus and Jeff Hardy did the drums of what were they? What's it
called?
Yeah,
that was cool.
I was like, wait, but Sheamus could do it because he's big, right?
Yeah.
Jeff Hardy, I mean, he's not a small man if you have him next to an average guy.
But he's not big.
In wrestling, he's like average size.
Yeah.
So when he's doing them drum beats on a guy's chest, you're like, all right.
Sure. Yeah. All right, sure.
Yeah.
But
I like you. I thought, this gave Jeff Hardy some props.
Yeah. And Sheamus, I like over the last year or so, I've really come to like Sheamus a lot more because
Yeah.
you don't know where he is. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know if he's being a face or a heel, and he can like switch between the two like seamlessly in the match.
Yeah.
Like literally, when he got eliminated, he's like, "Oh, good. Oh, fair enough." And then he just beat up Jeff Hardy. Like, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. But that's what happens in most of these. Like, I'm gonna go through some other stuff that happened in this match, where Woods got put in the hurt lock, and he somehow he's not even a choke, so instantaneously somehow he kind of like was unconscious, and like if it was a choke, fair enough, right?
Yeah.
Even some people can survive chokes. You know how sleeper holds.
Yeah.
The other thing is this is not a hold that is so painful that you faint from the pain either.
No.
Should have just tapped out. I mean, it wouldn't have done like made any difference by that point because he needed to go, as in like as per how the match was put together.
Yeah.
And then what is it? How did Drew get eliminated?
Drew and Bobby Lashley got counted out.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, that's what I was going for. Yeah. And then Seth Rollins, being a slimy bastard, is just like tapping Drew McIntyre, just tapping him, and Drew's like no selling the tap, but then he eventually turns because Seth is like, bye, you're gone, get out of here, you're trash. And then he gets the headbutt, the Glasgow headbutt.
Glasgow's kiss. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, and then he kicked out of it. But I was like, oh, that's a neat moment. And that slimy Seth Rollins character kind of, you knew, as soon as he started tapping on Drew McIntyre, I was like,
yeah, you knew it was coming.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, you're not even gonna you're just waiting for yourself to get hit because you know, like any logical person wouldn't be staying there.
Exactly.
It'd be even more funny if he saw the look on Drew's face and then he just ran around the ring and Drew just chased him and then he got hit by something afterwards. But yeah, the fact they just stood there and he just like, yeah, you're gonna get something. Yeah.
That was his laugh.
Oh dear. Yeah, no, but that was a pretty solid match. And I think it was kind of like partially. I think this match was to make Jeff Hardy look, build him up a bit more from whatever they were doing with him. If they were doing nothing with him, just to make him a bit more prominent.
Yeah, because I think Jeff's gonna be the next one against Roman. Obviously, he's gonna lose, but I think this is.
Oh, they need some contenders, and they've got. You know what would have been cool if it was if say Nakamura and Hardy win this match, right? Like Nakamura as well is what I'm saying. Then they survive. Then you've got two opponents for Roman Reigns for later on. But maybe they'll do something with Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, I reckon they will.
Otherwise, it's a waste. But then again, what happened to when Finn Balor fell off when Finn Balor's weight as the demon somehow broke the top turnbuckle?
Yep, and never mentioned.
Yeah.
Because he moved to Raw.
And then Roman's like, "Please, I don't want to touch this guy no more. Get him out of my title contention." And then all that. He didn't even say that, by the way. He should have just said that. And then at least there's the reason for Finn Balor, Demon Prince disappearing from.
Yeah, they have a reason. The brand's draft.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, convenient, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, dual brand battle royal. By the way, which you win it for what? Pizza Hut? Shut up. You know.
Yeah.
This would have been like better if there was something for winning.
Yeah, this one should have had like something behind the winning.
Yeah.
Even if it was like a trophy or something, you know, but it had nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, it was pointless. Is what I'm saying. It's like they had a little bit of comedy spot with AJ and Omos, and AJ is basically AJ Styles outside the ring for a little bit, and then he came in halfway through the match to eliminate someone, but. It's very missable. It's very missable. You don't need to. Yeah. You know what? This is more about Omos.
Yeah.
This is like they're trying to make a star out of him. I don't think he's still. Look,
yeah, he's not there yet.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Like some of the camera positions they had on him when he was doing certain things did make him look like scary and menacing. Because like a bit when someone did something, he turned around and they close up on his face. It's like, ooh, he looks like a monster. But like you said, yeah, he's still a long way to go to be having like matches on his own.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was going to say. I mean, that's why I guess that's why I'm always saying that. I think they put him with Styles, so Styles could help him put stuff together.
Yeah.
Like with their tag matches. So I think he's limited. The problem is obviously he's getting protected a bit too much.
Yeah.
He needs to be able to do something, or even have the house shows or whatever they are, to get better practice. I think because it's actually hard to have a one-on-one match, to be honest, right?
Yeah.
But when you're a big guy, how much can you sell? How much can you not sell and stuff like that? So sometimes it's even worse because all the people you're working with are just going to sell for you, so you can just lumber around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And doesn't make the matches rather compelling, does it? Yeah.
Oh well, you know that it's just like if you're like throwing someone around all the place, how much do you have to sell? How much do you have to learn skill wise? You know.
Yeah.
But I was like, sometimes I think Big Show and people like Nash get by on their size rather than actual skill.
Yeah.
And Sid's different. Sid, of course, is a different case.
That's something completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Sid. Anyways, moving on from that, right? By the way, through all this, right, they're showing, like we're saying, about the Rock, and the thing with the egg. What was that about?
I don't know.
That's a $100 million egg thingamajig. Okay, now I know what it was about, right?
Yeah, same.
Because Red Notice they're stealing whatever, right?
Yeah.
And there's like a nod to that, right? Because they're sponsored by Red Notice or whatever, right? Who knows exactly? But it's just like, why are you having skits like this in the show? You know, it just reminds me of 1994 SummerSlam where it was the Undertaker's casket or something. No, it's it where they were looking for the cases. Oh, I was like, whatever.
But like, if there was a payoff at the end of the night, then I would be like, okay, at least it led to something. But there wasn't, and the payoff's going to be on Raw. Like, so, well, we think it's going to be on Raw.
Yeah, they could just pretend it never happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's like, okay.
All right. So we're moving on to SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos versus RK Bro, Randy Orton and Matt Riddle, Raw Tag Team Champions. Now, I tell you what's strange about this RK Bro team. On paper, they shouldn't work, but they do.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why it's great.
Yeah. Because they're completely polar in personalities and body language.
You got the straight man, Randy Orton, and Matt Riddle, who's, I think his whole job is trying to make Randy Orton laugh.
Yeah. Break character. Yeah.
And it works. It's great.
Randy Orton doesn't sell it. I'll tell you, absolutely does something super ludicrous.
Yeah.
But I think Randy Orton's been Randy Orton mode for so long, he could just hold it back for quite a bit.
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah, it was an alright match, actually. I think I was more entertained by the ludicrousness of the actual tag team of RK Bro, the actual match itself.
Like, I did enjoy this match.
You didn't?
I did.
Okay.
But I can't tell you why.
Yeah, but there's some good sequences in it. Where, like, Riddle was the underdog, gets double super kicked by the Usos and stuff like that. And the finish was a blind tag to... Riddle got blind tagged. The Uso knocked him in a corner, pulled him in a ring, went to do a splash, and Randy Orton obviously jumped in the middle of the splash and RKO'd the Uso.
Yeah, while he still hit the splash on the Uso, which I thought... I mean, the Uso still hit the splash on Riddle, which I thought was cool.
Yeah. And I'm like, the Uso, with the Usos, because not only are they twins, they dress the same, so you couldn't even distinguish either of them. So it's just one of the Usos. Yeah.
It was, if I remember correctly, it was Jimmy. It was Jimmy.
But I guess you had to search that out, right?
No. Now, because they have different haircuts, so you can tell.
Oh, right. I guess I just wasn't paying that much attention to. I was just like, they just looked too similar with,
now, because
look, it's a fun match. But I think that's more the part of the people involved as well.
Yeah. Because I always like Uso tag team matches because I think they're just a good tag team and they.
But I think the RK Bro tag team has got this charisma about it.
Yeah.
That just like it helps entertain and elevate other things.
Yeah.
The Usos are the Usos and they're good, right? But it's just like the silliness of the RK Bro team helps. Yeah, you when something happens, you're like, yeah, I expect that to happen. You know, like the silliness.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, this was Randy Orton's. He made some celebration. I think he's had like the most pay-per-view matches.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that happened yesterday, so that's cool. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, but I don't think people realize how long Randy Orton's been around.
Yeah, since 2002. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was well young when he started.
Yeah, he was like 22. Yeah, he was 22 when he started, yeah. Bloody hell.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Raw Women's... Okay, traditional Survivor Series team. Raw Women's team consists of Queen Zelina Vega, Carmella, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, and Liv Morgan versus the SmackDown Women's team. Natalya, Shayna Baszler, Toni Storm, Shotzi Blackheart, and Sasha Banks.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I would look. There's two notable things I remember in this match, right? Where the entire team basically turned on Sasha Banks and got her counted out, even though her body was in the ring and the only thing out of the ring was her feet. And we've seen people break counts like that before.
Yeah.
So whatever. I mean, all the team turning on her, fine, right?
Yeah.
Because they're all heels and she's the only face, kind of.
Yeah, by default, yeah.
Well, by this time, Toni Storm was eliminated as well.
Yeah. But I think she's a tweener, if anything. I'm not too sure. But yeah, go on.
And she wasn't involved. She wasn't involved in eliminating Sasha Banks.
No.
But yeah, it was like inconsistent ruling there. But the other thing is also, if you want your team to win, why are you eliminating her?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yes. This is one I can't find logic in. I've always of you like
so much they did anyways. But then it got to a 4-on-1 where it was Bianca Belair versus Baszler, Blackheart, and Natalya. And Sasha Banks who got eliminated, right? Yeah. So that was 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she somehow beats all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Not unbelievable. Like, okay, in the terms of believability, it was all right because she only had to deal with one at a time. Because of circumstances. But it wasn't like they were waiting on the apron to get tagged and breaking up the pins, you know? At the same time, it's just like, well, it should probably take more effort to defeat 3 people.
It just... To get into this point in the story, I felt was a bit long and made no sense.
Yeah.
Like, basically, the SmackDown team had a clean sweep, and then I kind of get the story now that basically Sasha was the one holding the team together, so her getting eliminated, it all falls apart. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But it was still kind of stupid.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but we say this, wasn't there one Survivor Series where Roman Reigns managed to eliminate the opposing team of 4 people by himself? I
don't think he's a sole survivor.
Yeah.
No,
was it him and Seth Rollins? No. I think he was the sole survivor. He eliminated. No. He eliminated 4 people. To be fair, he might not have been the sole survivor.
No, he wasn't. I remember him eliminating 4 people, but he wasn't the sole survivor.
At that point, it was the Roman Reigns hype train. So yeah, whatever, right? And he was a heel.
No, he was face.
Oh, at that time?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was face.
No, because he pinned Rey Mysterio in the last one.
Yeah, it doesn't mean he was a heel.
I think the Shield were heels at that point, though. Either case, right? The way they were pushing Roman Reigns, I even though I didn't like it, I could accept it because he was all invincible. But Bianca Belair, I mean, it's not as if, not that she couldn't, right? Not that, but it just seemed like, okay, she's getting that push a bit too much.
No, well, they've still got makeup for the screw job they did.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, they gave it like this to prop it back up because of the thing that happened at SummerSlam. That's what I'm. That's my, whether it is or isn't. That's my assumption.
Because I think what they're doing is sort of building her back up for winning the Rumble or something.
Yeah,
so
well, they're doing something, right? But they're doing it in an unnatural way. If you look, they're making it too obvious. They're doing something. Yeah, that fair enough if you get submission wins, all right. If she had the submission and people tapped, and she hurt the opponent, and then they tapped out quickly because then you get eliminated. That's kind of makes more sense. But she had to pin these people 1, 2, 3, right? After doing her finish maneuver, you're telling me none of the other two girls in the ring or around are just going to be like, yeah, all right, got to see her getting them into the maneuver, and they'll run up there and trying to break up the pin. No,
you forget this is wrestling. Logic isn't a thing.
Yeah. No, but look, it was all right, but not great. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I admit I didn't like. I thought this match was 10 minutes longer than it needed to be.
Yeah, even though it was like 23 minutes, so 13-minute match, yeah. But then, without all the shenanigans, yes, it could have been like that, actually, to be honest. All right. So, last match. Big E, WWE Champion versus Roman Reigns, the SmackDown Universal Champion. Non-title match, of course. I thought it was actually pretty decent. Pretty good, like a power match-ish. Big E throwing Roman Reigns about. Not Suplex City by any means, but, Roman just spamming those Superman punches.
Yeah, he did, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. But he kind of, in a way, like, I like how he did a maneuver. I can't remember exactly what it was, but he just stopped to mouth off at the crowd.
Yeah, I loved all that stuff.
You better all shut up. I'll smack all your mouths. Dare talk to me like this.
I loved it.
Yeah.
He's such a great character.
Yeah. I've always, I never thought that Big E was going to win because
of course not.
They're priming Roman for something, and I didn't say I wouldn't buy into Big E winning. It's just that his likelihood of winning was not very high to begin with. So when he hit the big ending, I was like, all right, so either Roman's going to kick out or something good is going to happen.
I thought the same. I was like, yeah, there's no way he's winning.
Yeah. Because they've got more important things on their mind for Roman Reigns, whether it's the match against The Rock at SummerSlam, which they're WrestleMania, which they're trying to make, but they don't know if they're going to make.
Yeah.
He's obviously going to have to hold that title for an extended period of time, at least to break Brock's Universal title reign, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Which was 500 and something days, right?
I think it was just shy of that. I think it's like 490. Wait, I think Punk's was 493. I think you're right. It's like 500 and something.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
503, and Rome at 446.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. That's fine. I mean, they're trying to make him the franchise star. He's actually a really good heel as well. I think sometimes his matches, because he's mouthing off, it gives him time to, I say relax, but he does. That means, he's not putting his body through so much strain. Yeah. So he can try to get the length of the title reign that he needs to. Because Brock disappeared for ages at time.
Yeah. That's one thing. Roman's been there ever since he was in champion, unlike...
I do like how he at times just takes it easy during some parts of the matches. When I say take it easy, what I mean is he fills it with other things other than high impact wrestling.
It's character stuff, isn't it? To make his character seem more of a dick because he's like overconfident or whatever, and it's like I can do this and I'll be fine. Yeah. It builds to it rather than
it also helps that basically how the crowd was treating him before.
Yeah.
So when he say, "Oh yeah, you shut up, I'll punch your mouth in," that's probably the venom for all the times that they threw him when he was a face, and he's doing the Rocky Maivia turn.
Yeah.
Where he can unleash it all now. He's kept it pent up for so long. No, I thought this was a pretty decent match. I just didn't think that Big E had a particularly good chance of winning.
Yeah, but like, how he like him losing didn't lessen him or anything because it was a well placed, like well fought match. It was even at point, so he doesn't lose anything.
Solid fight, let's put it like this, right? Like you say, him losing didn't matter too much in the eyes of fans because they know how hard the Roman Reigns push is. Yeah. So regardless, you know, it wouldn't have. Anyone facing Roman Reigns, and even with the title at this point, because they even build into Brock Lesnar or the Rock match, you know that they're gonna take a loss. It's just how much of you put within that match to make yourself more credible. I don't want to say more credible, but at least it's like, well, yeah, it's Roman Reigns. Just don't. As long as you don't have a bad match with him, you'll be all right.
Yeah, because like they could have easily, like I think if Big E won by like DQ or whatever, I think I would have a different opinion on this match. But like, that was kind of a by the numbers, saw it coming sort of ending, rather than him not getting pinned easily. He took quite a lot to get pinned, so it was like, okay, even in defeat, he lost being strong rather than...
Yeah. I mean, look, the Big E character is not really affected by the... he can take a loss.
Yeah.
The Roman at the table, if he takes a loss, it's probably for some reason.
Yeah.
So... Not to say he's protected in the storyline or he's got plot armor or whatever it is, right? It's just that it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, especially for like a throwaway match like this. It wouldn't make sense for him losing.
Yeah. And then he can't boast that he's head of the table or anything like that. He can't. The rest of his character kind of.
Because like, if the loss involves something to do with like say The Rock, whatever, then it would make sense because that's building to what they're building to, whatever.
Yeah.
But if he just lost for no reason, like why? Okay.
And if it was like even in tag team matches, if he takes the pin at the end of it, he can just blame the rest of his team.
Yeah.
You know, as you do if you're heel.
Yeah, so, exactly.
Yeah, but like you're saying, losing on a 1-on-1 when they have stuff planned for him is a bit awkward.
Yeah, it'd just be pointless. Yeah, it was a very entertaining match. Big E spears to the outside still scare me.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Because he keeps on looking like he's going to land on his own self, like break his own neck.
Yeah, or dislocate a shoulder or something. Yeah. It's just... Yeah. It's a great move, but I just feel awkward seeing it.
Because he's basically a refrigerator coming at you. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't... I don't want to say he doesn't... He can do it and it's good, but he's just not graceful in doing it because he's so big.
Yeah.
And heavy.
Because like I have no fear of the person taking the move. It's just him. It's just like, this is gonna end not nice. But yeah, great match.
It might be better off for him to come out like so he tries to come out straight.
Yeah.
It might be better for him to come out slightly in a slight diagonal.
Yeah.
Then he clear it better.
Yeah.
Because that'll just reduce the amount of a distance you need to come out the ropes by.
Yeah.
Your feet.
Less a margin of error as well. So,
exactly. But at least he doesn't do it all the time. And he saves it at special occasions. Because if he did it all the time, not only would it lessen the impact, it'd be just like, no, I don't want you to see you doing that.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I like you. I don't want to see you in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I'm glad it ended well, even though. The ending was like not after the match was a bit weird because it kind of lingered for kind of some time. Like, oh, is something else going to happen afterwards? But nope, no.
Yeah, where's my boy The Rock coming? You know?
Yeah, no, but even if it was just, I thought it was going to like do like a video, like saying, whoa, Roman, blah 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 blah. Whatever.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
No,
Yeah, unfortunately not because. But like you say, it was like, what was the you put Red Nose is on, right?
Yeah.
Well, have you seen it, by the way?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
All right. It's all right. It's all right. It's quite entertaining. It's fun, right? But it's
a film.
yeah. But you're only watching it for the team up of Ryan Reynolds, Gal Gadot, and The Rock.
Yeah.
So I think they make the film more entertaining than it would be on paper.
Yeah.
But more cast around them than the actual. Oh, it's a good film story that we're making, you know?
Yeah, I get that.
But yeah, they played into it a bit too much. of Red Notice. Red Notice. Oh, The Rock's in it. Oh, therefore we have to have this stupid little egg thing that's $10 million that we put in Vince's office in the whatever, and he gets stolen. And then we play all these things. Oh, The Rock's 20th anniversary and stuff like that. Yeah. Too many bits and pieces got nothing to do with the actual matches or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then it creates expectations, which is no payoff to.
Yep.
Yeah. But
I was entertained mostly.
Overall, would you say this? Okay, look, this is the best way I can put it. Some matches were worth watching, some matches weren't, right? But they did close and open the show with the right matches.
Yeah. And
in between, I'd probably say the only match worth watching is the men's match, the men's Survivor Series.
Yeah.
I mean, RK Bro tag title was entertaining, but you probably could stand to miss that. If you're conscious of time.
Yeah, you're not missing anything at all. So I would say, like you said, opening match, the men's Survivor Series match, and the end match. Everything else you can kind of take or leave.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it went 3.5 hours. Did it seem like that long to you? Like, as in, were you like, oh...
It didn't until the female Survivor Series match.
Yeah. I think, okay. The oddity with the layout of the match card... I don't know if you want to say the women's title match opened the card hot, yeah?
Yeah.
But would they have been better off putting one of the female Survivor Series match in? Would you have opened it with the Battle Royal? But then that doesn't create a good atmosphere. That kind of I mean, I think say
the Battle Royal was in the right place.
Yeah.
Even though it was a pointless match.
Maybe you swap the women's Survivor Series match with the men's, and then it'd be a better layout for the entire thing in total.
I don't know, because then it would have been a bit... I don't know.
Oh, wait, so, okay, if we put the women's tag match at the beginning, the women's title match at the beginning, the women's title versus title match at the beginning. No, not title versus title, the champion.
Champion versus champion.
Then you put but then you put another women. Okay, so then we put RK Bro in the middle. The tag versus tag. Then we put the women's Survivor Series tag match in the middle. Then the Battle Royal, then the men's, and then the title, the men's title,
I think
champion.
Putting the men's before the main event, it would tire people out, and then be like, because you need that calm down period. That's why you have them sort of long prodding matches before main event. That's
probably like you're saying, between that and the women's match, you're saying they're basically putting the spot of death.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. I mean, like, you don't mind the layout of the pay-per-view because you're like, there has to be buffer matches or something. The women were just put in the position to be the buffers.
Yeah, sadly.
Okay, all right. Well, that would have been either that Battle Royale or that women's match anyway, so I suppose.
Yeah.
So, like, the Battle Royale in the middle, it probably makes more sense.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
But, like, you could have swapped them around. It would have been the same, but... Yeah, putting the men's one before the main event would have been a bad idea.
So, logically speaking, I would have took the men's Battle Royale out, put that in the pre-show card or whatever it is, the kickoff, and put Nakamura versus Damian Priest on. But knowing that they were going to a non-finish,
you don't really want that on a pay-per-view.
Yeah, exactly. Even though they do that stuff all the time, it's just like, well, yeah, all right, fine. I guess the reason this wasn't on that is because it doesn't progress anything, doesn't help anything,
No. Yeah. Not at all. So yeah. But,
okay. Like thumbs in the middle. Are you saying some matches and some matches not to watch?
Yeah, thumbs in the middle.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I agree with you. Got no other comments.
Nah, it's like a middle of the road pay per view. It wasn't bad and it wasn't good. It was there.
Yeah. To be fair though, if it was all average, we wouldn't have liked that. That might be even worse. So you are have the card with good matches and not so good matches. At least you can say, okay, there's stuff to watch on it.
Yeah,
rather
exactly.
than everything being, I'll say average, but below my expectations for some things.
Yeah, I agree. Sometimes you need a mixture of good and bad.
Well, yeah, but you do, even if it's good and bad matches, you still want it to be entertaining.
Yeah, because like I'd rather have
good.
like, say for example, like Full Gear, like 90% of those matches were like great.
Yeah.
And if it was all good, like say it was like a great pay-per-view, it'll be less memorable if that makes sense. Because of this, because you've got the in between.
I get what you mean, because the matches, some matches which would be good, are going to be less remembered than the matches that were excellent.
Yeah.
So
sometimes you need those buffer weird matches.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it seems like the women are always put in the death spots, but whatever,
Yeah. It's just, silly times.
Yeah. So that is, I guess, no more other comment. I mean, we're signing off, I guess.
Trying to think, because they ain't got no other pay-per-view until January now. Because they ain't got a December pay-per-view.
No, they got the January 1st pay-per-view.
Yeah, so that's like,
yeah,
there's no December, so.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I thought you said there is a December. No, you said there's no December. Yeah.
Yeah, so trying to think what they're going to try and do between now and then. Maybe it gives them time to actually flush out stories rather than just...
Yeah, exactly. Rather than just slinging it together and say, oh, by the way, brand supremacy, even though we don't care about the brands because we swap people across brands like
less
a
than a
couple
month
ago.
Yeah.
That how can you say they're loyal to the team and they want that brand to win
when
they were on the previous brand,
That's why I don't understand why. I remember when they first started doing the brand stuff.
Yeah.
Like the draft was after WrestleMania was say April, March, whatever.
Yeah.
They would have the draft in May, so it kind of makes sense to have the brand supremacy crap by Survivor Series because they've had time to feel like they're part of the brand or whatever. But to have the draft like 2 or 3 weeks ago, whatever it was, and you're already having it's stupid.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't inspire laws. Yeah, let's put it that way. I mean, that's what I'm saying. This brand supremacy story doesn't really work.
No, unless they change how they do it.
Yeah.
Like we said in the draft.
They've got to do something to make the Survivor Series matchups mean something.
Yeah.
Even if it just means on your brand, that means you get, like I said, the easiest way is you confirm a Royal Rumble spot.
Yeah, or a title shot or whatever, just something.
Yeah.
Rather than we win, I guess. What really happens now? Okay, cool.
Yeah, exactly. And it also just stops them being cheap of, we don't need to think of any compelling reason for people to, the audience to buy this pay-per-view other than, them versus us, right? Yeah. But how does that, you would say the more engaging storylines draw people to watch it even more.
Yeah.
And when you're lazy, I think people are just going to be like, well, I'm not invested to see the payoff, so what's the point?
Yep.
And the only thing that had any sort of storyline going into it was the Charlotte versus Becky Lynch match. But that's not because there was a storyline going into it. It was because of parallels happening in real life.
Yeah, they sort of stumbled into it,
Yeah.
By luck. Yeah. And then over-exaggerated what's actually wrong with it, but yeah.
Well, I think that was, they were trying to get people to, watch this match, draw, because it's, they really do dislike each other. And it's just like, but that's not kind of...
Yeah.
Yes and no, but that you can't be your only hook for trying to get me to watch this pay-per-view. Exactly.
Because I remember going into the Survivor Series before, I thought that they were going to do the Bloodline versus the New Day, and kind of forget about the brand stuff just for that, which would make sense because, But then I think because Kofi's actually legit injured, I think they kind of scrapped it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Hence why literally this week they were saying, RK Bro versus the Usos. Oh.
Well, the thing is, if it was Bloodline versus the New Day, and they had a Survivor 3-on-3 Survivor Series elimination match at the end or something, you can have people And then in that case, when a champion gets a champion's team or even the champion himself get eliminated, it protects them because they had to fight from a deficit or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, and now like you say, that would have been more compelling. But
yeah, because there's like a built-in story there already.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Whatever.
What's done is done. That's what I can really say. Yeah.
So decent, but not decent enough is what we're going with. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Well, I'm the man who stole Vince McMahon's $100 million egg. CY Chung.
And I'm the gobbledygooker, Kyle Charles.
All right. Okay. You're gonna have to explain that, by the way. Explain it because there's no reason for you. I know why you're saying it, but people that were like,
yeah,
well, 3993 be like, what are you talking about?
Was it 18? I can't remember what actual year it was. I think it might be in 89 or 90. I can't remember.
Oh wait, it's the same year that The Undertaker debuted.
Oh, so it'd be 90. Yeah.
Yeah, because people thought The Undertaker was going to come out like.
Oh, he's going to be the Eggman.
Yeah. Like, wait a minute, what? The Undertaker come out with egg? Shut up.
Oh,
but a dude in Hector Guerrero in the chicken suit. Oh my goodness.
The whole mystery was, why is there this huge egg following the WWE around, or WWF, sorry, for months and months and months, and they kept saying the egg's gonna hatch at Survivor Series, and then the egg hatched, and it was a dude dressed in a turkey costume called the Gobbledygooker. Yeah. Eddie Guerrero's brother, and less said the better, because everyone sort of just laughs it off.
Yeah.
Like it never happened.
Exactly. And we also got to pretend that it never happened now.
Yeah, even though it's got like notoriety over the years, which is strange. Like, why would you keep bringing this up?
Because it's ludicrous. That's what it is. It's just so. It's like, what? And the only people remember it is because they thought it might be the Undertaker being birthed from the egg.
Yeah. Even though it's hilarious because like a lot of weird stuff came out at that time as well. When you think about it, an undead dude. Yeah. And like everyone who had like worker gimmicks, and so the turkey really is in line with that whole sort of thing.
Okay, side note here, sidetrack. But you know how you when you say you watch stuff back then, right?
Yeah.
And you don't realize whatever's like you watch it and you're like, okay. But then when you watch it, you see the segments later on.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my goodness, is that what they're going after? Yeah. Where I don't know if it was a Survivor Series one. It was Ultimate Warrior versus Macho Man Randy Savage at some point, right?
Yeah.
The Todd Pettengill, I think, was interviewing on Warrior. Or was it Joe Lawler? I'm not sure exactly, right?
Yeah.
And Warrior's been Warrior going crazy, talking about the nutty stuff that you always talk about, right?
Yeah.
Sister Sherry came out. Sensational Sherry, not Sister Sherry. She wasn't with Booker T and TV at this point.
Yeah.
She comes out, she tries to get the Warrior to not have the match with the Macho Man. And then she gets on her knees and begs, and this is Warrior, who's in his trunks. Which is on the eyeline of Sherry, you know what I mean? So they'll go for that, but not that, if you know. Even though it's in front of the audience or whatever. And it's just like, Warrior, I will do you many a favor if you can do me a great favor. You know, and it's just like, that's what you're indicating? Goodness me.
Yeah. That wouldn't ever fly nowadays, but yeah.
Because
people are more self-aware now. So,
Yeah. Oh, no, I tell you why. Because randomly, so I saw Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
And if you remember Ghostbusters 1, where the Ray was sleeping.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about,
Yeah, and then there's the female ghost.
Yeah.
And then his Ray's eyeballs roll back.
Yeah.
Right? I never got that when I was a kid.
Neither did I.
And then when you watch it all, they're like, how'd you get away with this?
Yep. This is like, wow. I really didn't actually understand it about a couple of years ago. I was like,
even though we're sidetracked, I just want to point out one more, right? Because they were Pussy Galore.
Yeah.
God damn, what a name, right? In James Bond, right? One of the Sean Connery ones. And you're like, when you're a kid, you're like, I guess that's her name, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, wait a minute.
How did you get away with this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, enough of that sidetracking.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
So that's us. We signed off. All right. We'll see you guys next time.
Yep. Let us know if you like Survivor Series, and yeah, that's about it. But we'll see you guys next time. And thank you for taking a trip around the multiverse with us. Bye.
Bye.
Becky, wow, what an epic match you just had against your former best friend, Charlotte Flair. Congratulations on the victory. Now, you went out there to have a match, but it looked like a straight-up fight. Is this the most emotional match you've ever been a part of?
Yeah, even watching the video packages, I got a little bit emotional, you know, because you know, to see see where we came from to where we are now, and the hatred there, you know, the hatred going out there, and it's so sad, you know. Like, that's somebody who I loved so much, who I trusted with my life, you know, and who we've been through everything together. We nearly died in a car crash together, and just how much we despise each other now. And I just wanted to rip her apart out there. I wanted to rip her apart. And I didn't break her arm like I wanted to, like I set out to do. And I don't know if I'm happy or I'm sad about that, but I got the win. And now she knows she can't deny it. She can't deny it. I'm the better woman.